I'm recording this on my new camera, and the reason I mention that is because I bought it with the money I made from YouTube, or at least partially, and that would not have been possible without your support, your views, likes, and comments. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. I plan to do the same thing for the future. I'm gonna put the money right back into the channel so I can provide better content for this thing and product reviews and things like that. But if you want to support the channel even more, I made some stickers. I think that's a pretty fun and cheap way to support the channel, so I'm gonna have the link in the description below, so make sure to check it out. Today's gonna be a pretty fun little project, but before we get started, it's time for Saab Spotlight number 5. Meet Rel, also known as Foster MPH on social media, who is turning heads with his gorgeous NG93. His journey into the world of Saabs started back in high school, sparked by the classic movie Paid in Full. But what clinched the deal for him was the pursuit of a reliable car with a turbocharger. Rel had always set his sights on a turbocharged vehicle, and it was clear that the 9.3 was the perfect match for him, an underrated, undervalued gem in the world of turbocharged cars. His attraction towards cars that are not considered popular drew him in towards the Saab and a few other cars in his fleet. This is Rel's 2006 9.3 Aero, finished in this beautiful parchment silver metallic. It's sitting on 18-inch TSW Snetterton wheels lowered on NEOMAX coilovers. In the cabin is the attention-grabbing custom brown leather interior, which is easily one of the cleanest in the Saab world, an Alpine ILX F309 head unit, and new speakers all around, including a subwoofer. Bringing all this gorgeousness together is a VTuner Stage 0 tune. I think one of the weak points of an NG93 is the factory interior colors, but Rel's color choice of the seats and the door panel really sets his apart from all others, and it looks amazing. Speaking of amazing, he has a 93 Corvette, also with custom interior and a few other mods, and a 98 Honda Prelude SH that he's restoring. I can really see from his car choices the love he has for underappreciated and underrated cars. Rel's dream Saabs are the Turbo X and the classic 900 Turbo, much like the one he saw in the movie back in the day. I can't wait till he gets his hands on a classic 900 and adds his own flavor to it. From seeing his other cars, I know it'll be a looker for sure. If you want to see more of Rel's cars, check out his Instagram linked in the description. Thanks again, Rel, for sharing your awesome cars with us. 2 weeks ago, I got a message from Dave, and he said he's gonna send me a few small things that would help brighten my interior. And it came today, so very excited to put these on. This is a brand new shift boot. This is a brand new e-brake boot. And these are the climate vent knobs. So up until 2005, they all have these black knobs. But after 2006, they started making it with these silver trimmed ones, and they look a lot better. And then he also sent me a 3D printed cup holder, which is amazing because Saab cup holders are so sturdy, right? As you can see, the knobs right now are black and boring. And let's see if we can make it a little better. So on the right is the new one, and the hole is a lot smaller, but it is rubber, so it's gonna take some force, but it should just go in. And the trick is, if you push in too hard while it's in the straight position, it feels like it's gonna break. So move it to one side, like to the bottom or something, and then you push it. See, and now it's not flexing. So I guess you could even cut the rubber inside a little bit, but I don't want to do that just yet. So it's not in quite all the way. Okay, there we go. Now it's in fully. So no need to show the other ones. It's basically the same. So after I do that one, I'll be back. This is one of those things where only the owner that actually did this mod would notice, but it's still, you know, satisfying and it looks awesome. Same thing over here. Okay, and now it's time to remove the shift boot and the e-brake leather boot. I do have a non-stock shift knob, so it's a little different for me, but if you wanted to replace your boot with the stock knob on, all you have to do is just pull up really hard on the knob and that should come off. To remove the silver trim right here, usually you have to remove this trim here, and there are 2 torque screws on each side. I don't ever put those back on because this little trim pocket thing is super hard to remove and it's really easy to break when you're trying to remove it. So if you don't have that, all you have to do is just lift up right there and pull it up back out of the way. The other thing you need to remove are connections to the 12-volt cigarette jack, the heated seat switches, and then the lock mechanism switch right here. And then there is 1 torque screw right there. And then that should free this right here. And then this whole thing is ready to come off. You just have to disconnect this and the ignition. The shift boot is held in a pretty weird way, but there is a clip right here and one here. Mine is broken, so it's not held on by one. Oh, this one's actually broken too. So it's being held on by these 2 metal clips here. You can just pull it up. There we go. So first I'm gonna undo all of these staples so I can reuse the plastic trim. That feels so wrong. Okay. That's cool. For attaching the shift boot onto the plastic trim, I didn't have a stapler that can staple through plastic like it originally had, so after some thinking, I decided to use this T-Rex super glue tape. This stuff is pretty strong, although I'm not sure how long it'll last, but I put that on along the outer edges, top and bottom, and you know what, that isn't too bad at all. I mean, I might not even need to reinforce it. I mean, only time will tell obviously, but I think I'm gonna call this good for now. The last time I replaced the stock knob with this custom one, I made a silly mistake and had to cut the wire here. And I also used electrical tape for everything, but I found a stash of these miscellaneous wire connectors in the back of the car, so I'm gonna use these and make it right. Okay, so now every time I need to remove the shift knob for some reason, I can easily do it. And one other quick little thing I'm fixing is, this is the ignition cover. These 2 parts are supposed to be held together like that, but mine is broken. So I'm gonna use some JB Weld very lightly to glue these 4 points in place. And before I put everything back together completely, I installed the cup holder. This is a brilliant design because, well, first of all, it's 1,000 times sturdier than the stock cup holder, and second, you can easily remove the cup part of it to get it out of the way when you don't need it. Such a great design. If you have a 3D printer, you can print this one yourself because Dave uploaded his design on Thingiverse, which is very selfless of him, and I love that he put it out there for us Saab people to use. I'll be sure to have the link in the description. Oh yeah! That's awesome. And as the very last touch, I added these rubber Swedish flags here and here to break up the monotone black and gray. I think these give some much needed depth to my otherwise grayscale car. So that's it for the small updates today. I really enjoy doing the little things like this because it's easy and it makes me fall in love with the car all over again, as opposed to doing something major and I end up hating myself for it. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you have any questions about anything I did today, feel free to comment down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.